Okay, it's time for the highway portion of the test loop after dark. As usual, this trip on the highway was pretty uneventful. Did have a couple of unique things occur, and we'll go into those in just a couple of minutes. As I'm coming on to the highway here, I did have Navigate on Autopilot enabled and was planning on allowing it to do the entire on-ramp itself, though it tends to hang to the left side of the on-ramp lane. So normally if there's a car right there, I'll disable it, which I did in this scenario. It doesn't do this with all on-ramps, just this one specifically. And it's more of a comfort thing for me than it not being able to perform the action. And I'll apologize now for the shaky video. My camera is not very good at night, and especially with these bumps. Still working on that. Autopilot quickly decides to move to the faster lane here, and sticks to the center lane for a good portion of the drive. The minivan on the left is about to cut me off, and in previous versions it would have slammed on the brakes really hard for that. With version 10 it's more gentle with the braking, but still gives you plenty of room. Here it correctly decides to move into the faster lane, and with version 10 it's been doing a pretty good job of selecting which lane is best. Here Autopilot decides to get back into the center lane since it is moving a bit faster. There are cars coming up from the rear, but it does wait until they pass and then makes a good lane change. Now this lane change to the far right lane really surprised me. I had mentioned in previous videos that I had never used the right lane unless it was really slow traffic. First time I've seen it do this at highway speeds. Chose the right lane, which is kind of the correct lane, at least in this situation. Like I said, this is the first time I've seen it do this, so I don't know if this is a more recent change to the software, but I'll have to see if this happens more often. Now here's another situation that's kind of new. I'm in the right lane. It decides to now move into the left lane. Now I've heard from others that it'll do this to get out of the way of the on-ramp. And there really wasn't any cars going slower in the right lane at the time that it chose to make the lane change. So it's completely possible that it's doing that specifically for on-ramp. Another item I'll keep an eye on for future videos and drives. Autopilot turns on the turn signal and then quickly decides not to make the turn. And I think it sees a car that's pretty far behind me in the left lane, and it waits quite a while for that car to pass before it gets in the left lane, where if I was driving manually I probably would have gone into the left lane and sped up, since we're going substantially below the speed that I have set. It's possible if I had it set in Mad Max mode that maybe it would have decided to move more aggressively. Not sure. Here I'm up to the speed that I had set, and it decides to move over into the center lane. I'm not sure if it did this because of the upcoming exit, though it does tend to get out of the passing lane when it's no longer passing. Though I've noticed with this version it seems to sit in the left lane a little bit longer than it really should. And here it's making its turn into the right lane before the exit, about a mile or so before the exit. Does a good job of slowing down here a little bit, moving over, and even with the car slowing down in front of it, where it may have moved right back into the center lane in the previous version. It completes the lane change and slows down smoothly. So really good job on that one. Here we are at our exit, another smooth exit onto the exit ramp. It's really gotten smooth at this with this version, so no issues here. And just like on previous trips, it gets itself into the right lane at the bottom of the exit and then exits into regular autopilot at the bottom of the hill. So overall, I'd say that it does just as good at night as it does during the day on the highway. The improved braking to not slam on the brakes when the folks cut you off or if traffic is slowing down in front of you is so much better with version 10, and even in the dark, it still does a really good job of making that more smooth. So that's it. In the next set of videos, we're going to do some more smart summon, so be looking out for that, and thanks for watching.